We're going to write an argument essay in just 6 sentences. I know, I'm excited too. Let's go to the directions. Okay, these are the study pages that it covers. Open a Word document, add name, course date. Got it. All correct. Set times, New Roman. Make sure that I have it all set to double space. Got it. Okay, what's next? For the attachment, I'm going to pick an animal. Here's the list. Find one that I like and click that link to the World Wildlife Organization. And let's do that. This is the one I picked. If for any reason the link doesn't work for you, then you can go to Google and type in World Wildlife Organization and the name of the animal that you selected. Now it wants me to read that article on that web page, and it wants me to think about a title for my essay. Got it. Back to the page. I'm going to read the information. And there are 2 suggested ways of helping that species. When you click on your animal, you'll also find on that page ways that people can help. Now what? I know I'm going to be talking about the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, so I have written the title that it tells me to write, and it tells me that I can create this title in any font that I like. The rest of the essay needs to be in Times New Roman, but I can pick any font that I want for the title. I'm going to go with that, and I made it 24 font. And I know that I need to make sure I go down now here and go back to Times New Roman so I don't get confused. Go back over here, come down here, make sure I go back to Times New Roman, 12 font, just to make sure. Okay, now what? Go to EasyBib and create a free account and cite that web page. Let's go look at this together. EasyBib is a free resource that creates works cited in exactly the proper format. It is free to sign up using any email address that you like. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. When I sign in, EasyBib takes me to these lists, and I'm going to create a citation list. I know I would have made the link red myself. Nobody asked. So I'm going to create a citation list. I'm going to give it the name that I've given my title. And there it is. And now I know that anytime I click on this list, as opposed to all my other lists, I will immediately be able to create citations that add to the proper list rather than just throwing a citation lollygag. So I'm going to create a citation right here. I'm going back to my web page that has the information for me to use. I'm going to copy that URL, going back to EasyBib. I'm going to paste that URL right there and give it a minute. You see the little dots. Okay, it found it. I'm going to click Cite, and I'm going to make sure that any boxes are filled out that need to be filled out. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the website, take a look, and see if there's anything I need to see to fill in any of these boxes. If I don't, I can't. So let's go take a look. As I scroll through the article, if I don't see the name of a person who created the article, then I know it's part of the website and part of their particular contributors. I'm going to scroll on down though just to see if there's any information about any particular contributors. He's an expert. I don't think he wrote the article. I can't give him credit for writing the article because it shows that he's an expert, but it doesn't indicate that he actually wrote the article. Go down here to the bottom. I see that this is from 2023. So let's go back and fill in the boxes that we can fill out in EasyBib. Scoot back over here to EasyBib. And what I know is it's 2023. That's when it was the latest edition was published. There we go. And I don't have the name of an author. So I'm going to put cite contributors in here. So I added that there. Now I'm going to click complete the citation, and it's going to show up on my list. And it's going to ask me if there's anything else that I have to provide for this. And I'm going to ignore that. And now I have my citation. Now what? Okay, I've done all that. Now that you've read the information, but you're going to be using only that source. More if you'd like, which I'm going to do, but only that source is required. Write your essay in this exact formula. Okay, let's look over the formula before we get started. Sentence number 1, positive tone. That means that I want my reader to continue to be interested in this topic. Relaxed formal statement. And I'm not going to write, I picked this animal from the list because that's something that I would write, not in a higher education setting. So, about how I feel about the animal. Positive tone. The next one is a fun fact about the animal. Makes the reader want to learn more. Sentence number 3 is a concerned tone. Proving statement that the animal is in threat of extinction. Include a citation. And we'll go through that when we get there. Positive tone. So sentence number 4. 2 programs or initiatives that have been proposed to help the animal. And sentence number 5. This is where it becomes an argument essay, because I'm going to state my personal position based on my research of the programs or initiatives that were shown. I believe that whatever is the most effective solution to the crisis. And then the last sentence is my personal statement about how I can support that solution. I'm not going to use we, you, us, our, they, only my first person, and then it's going to ask for the works cited. Okay, so let's dive in. Oh, then I get to do a title image. But let's start with sentence number 1. I wrote, in 2006, I attended the Alaska Wildlife American Bison Project that introduced 13 endangered bison to the Conservation Center and became an immediate advocate of the program. Okay, you might say you saw that animal in a zoo, maybe you saw one face-to-face, maybe you saw a movie or whatever inspired you personally to be interested in this animal. Okay, now what? Sentence number 2. A fun fact about this animal that makes the reader want to learn more. Let's go back to my article and see if I can find a fun fact. Now remember, my objective is to have the reader care about this animal and feel protective. So, here's my next sentence. The American bison is the largest land mammal. Newborn calves weigh up to 70 pounds. And America's national mammals grazing patterns keep grasslands and herds diverse. I always like to throw in a little something about the little baby animals because it's a nice little persuading point. Now, where did I find out this information? How did I get that? The World Wildlife Organization website gave me some information, but I just ran out and got this fast little article here. And when I got that little article there, I need to go back over to EasyBib and simply in like 2 seconds just create that citation, add that, and add it to the list. Just make real quick sure that there's no article written by somebody. And I also have to fix this title because I need to remember that all titles need to be properly punctuated, even though that's not the way it is in the article. Doesn't matter for the citation. That needs to be fixed. I'm going to go check that out. I'll be right back. Instead of cite contributor, I'm going to put down that the article is written by the U.S. Department of the Interior. Put that all in first name, otherwise it's going to split it up and it's going to not look correct. All right, create the citation. There it is. Ignore that. That's all I have to say about that. There we go. Now, what's next? Sentence 3 is in a concerned tone, not negative but concerned, a proving statement that the animal is in threat of extinction. And this includes a citation. I'll show you how to do this as soon as I find the fact. This is the sentence I'm going to use, and I'm going to use that verbatim. So I'm going to copy this, I'm going to put it in my paper, and then because it's a quote, I need to make sure that I show where this quote came from. I do not claim this to be my own personal thought. So let's look at how to do that together. Paste it in here. It was a mess. It's all highlighted and everything. So I just typed it out myself. Now I'll just take that out. So this is that quote. Now I need to show where that quote came from. Otherwise it's going to look like that's my own personal thought, which it's not. Let's go back over here and see, how do I document this? I simply put in this URL shortened, and I'll show you that. Just copy that, go back over here. Right, remember I haven't put a period there yet. Just going to paste that in. Okay, and that goes in parenthesis, and the end of parenthesis, and the period goes there. Now, the point of this citation is so that the reader could easily go to my Works Cited, the documentation we've been working on in EasyBib, and they would be able to see where to find the origin of this fact. So I don't need all of this long information. I can just leave it right there. Now the reader knows that they can find the full citation in the Works Cited. I don't take up a lot of space in my essay with all of this. And now I'm ready to do the next sentence. When I spaced forward, something terrible happened. This became a link. We don't ever want a live link. So we need to go in there and we need to remove the formatting. Remove that hyperlink. And we need to make sure that the font is black, that there's no underline. And no link. So it looks just like that. Okay, what's next? Sensitive number 4, positive tone. 2 programs or initiatives that have been proposed to help the animal. Include 1 persuasive image of that animal's babies. No logos, words, or cartoon images. Okay, let's go back to our page that we were studying. At the bottom of each one of the pages in this website, there will be at least 2 ways that that animal is being helped. Now, I personally know about the wood bison, so I have gone over here to the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, and this is the program that I advocate. So, before I do anything else, what am I going to do? That's right, I'm going to copy this, 2 seconds, go over here to EasyBib, create that citation, and there it is. Okay, and this was the editors of that, so editor, that's it. Complete the citation. There we have it. Ignore that because that's all I have to say. It's the whole website. All right, so I have that one and I need one more. So let's go back over to this one. So I'll do the Adopt a Bison and I'll do the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. I'm going to go write that sentence. 2 programs that help promote the salvation of the American bison. I like that word, salvation. Remember, I want my reader to be invested in this. Are the WWF Adopt a Bison program and the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center in Girdwood, Alaska. Now it wants me to put in a picture of the babies that will make my reader. Okay, so I'm going to put in that picture. You can see that thing is huge. It needs to be formatted. It needs to be made smaller. Now let's go up here to the picture format and let's see where its position is. I want it to be over here. So now we've got it in the right position. Make it a little bit bigger. I don't want the reader to have to strain to see what I'm talking about. That looks nice. Okay. All right, what's next? Okay, so far we have a research paper. My interest in the animal, a fun fact about the animal, programs that are the problem with the animal, 2 programs that are there to help the animal. That's straight up research. Now, it is now going to become a position paper or an argument essay with this statement. Based on my research of the adoption and rescue programs And based on the current statistic of over 150 bison released by the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center into the wild, where did that fact come from? I have it cited right there. I believe the future of American bison is best served by supporting the Alaska program. Do you see that? Do you see how it went from a plain research paper, or what I like to call a book report, into a position paper? I now have researched and made my decision, formed my opinion, and supported that with a fact. Okay, what's next? I'm at the last sentence. Okay, I'm going to make my personal statement about how I can support that solution. Now, that's to say what I can do, what I would like to do, personally what I am doing, whatever that statement is. It's an I statement. What can I do? Now, the reader may be inspired because each one of you is going to be writing about a different animal. I can't support all of them. But the reader's going to be inspired by what I can do, what I am doing, or what I plan to do. So let's write that last sentence. Since 2006, I've supported the Alaska Wildlife Rescue Project and plan to leave a portion of my estate to ensure the future of the project. There you go. Well, project. Let me edit that. There we go. Change it to mission. Now, I'm going to go ahead and justify the margins here. And I do that little bits at a time so that I don't mess up my image that I have already done. So I'm just going to come down here and just, there we go. There, that looks nice. Okay, now I'm going to drop down 2 spaces and I'm going to add the works cited. Let's see how we do that. Let's go there together. You're required to have 1 citation. I have 3, and we've shown that. So I'm going to export all. And I have a choice. I can export that as a Word document or as a Google Doc. I'm going to do a Google Doc for today. And I'm going to click Export. And it's going to have me connect my Gmail account, which I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got that. And now I'm going to export. Let it think a minute. And there it is. Beautifully formatted, all in Times New Roman. Perfectly done. Remember, there are no live URLs anywhere in the essay. Titles are capitalized. Everything looks good. I'm just going to copy this from here. I'm going to go back over to my paragraph. And I'm going to paste it right there. Oops, my margins are off. So I'm going to adjust those margins and I'll be right back. That Google Doc submission didn't work with my margins, so I went back over to EasyBib, and instead of exporting as a Google Doc, that time I chose to export as a Microsoft Word doc, and that shows up right down here in the little tray. And when I used it from that and put it into my Word document, it came up perfect. So now the only thing I have left to do is proofread this, and I get to add a title image. Remember, my title image needs to really capture the heart of my audience in a positive tone. So I'm going to go look for a title image. Okay, here we go. It's all done. I've proofread everything, made my little image there. My works cited is all correct. And now I'm ready to add the word count. I do review, word count. I put in the total words. I take out that. I do that because I forget all the time. If there's a way to forget word count, I am going to do it because I get all tied up in everything else. So I'm just going to take out that highlighting. There we go. Done. 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 And I'm going to save this to my desktop, and I'm going to save it as a PDF. Saved it as a PDF, and there is my 6-sentence argument essay. Isn't it beautiful?